The traditional way of now having a business form is to be a corporation. That's where the question came from, should I incorporate my business? And the answer to that is that a little bit more complicated in terms of ease of formation, because there you need to create a legal organization in the eyes of the law, i.e. through your state or some other state. The Secretary of State's office, in reality, is a very straightforward process, and there are a number of agencies that can help you do this. Why do you want to do that? Because the corporation creates a legal entity all of its own, and the assets of the corporation are separated from the assets of the owners, and a creditor can only come after the assets of the corporation unless the owners have also pledged their personal credit in support of the corporation. In the traditional format, there are two kinds of corporations. One's a C corporation, which tend to be bigger corporations, which include the so-called double taxation that you hear about corporations that people try to avoid. For a smaller company, you don't want to pay the corporate tax, so you become a Subchapter S corporation. Subchapter S corporations gives you the benefits of limited liability, but it also gives you the advantage of the flow-through of the business profit or loss to your personal statement. If you earn enough money, though, you may want to keep the money in the corporation. You're willing to pay the corporate tax, and you can build up the reserves in the corporation under the C Corp. That's a job for your accountant to help you decide. The more current format that we see happening over and over again today is the LLC, the so-called limited liability company. It's like a Subchapter S corporation, except it doesn't have some of the same limitations that a Subchapter S corporation has, particularly in terms of ownership. In a Subchapter S corporation, another corporation cannot be an owner. And yet there may be a lot of reasons and circumstances where it would be valuable to have another corporation be one of the owners. And so an LLC allows you to do that. It has much greater ease of formation. It has a simplified tax structure. And it really is today the organizational structure that's used more and more frequently, and the ones that more and more attorneys are recommending for their clients. The second question is, you and your buddy decide to start a business together, and you just do. Now you're a partnership in the eyes of the law, and the obvious advantage is the ease of formation because you're a partnership. The big disadvantage is that the same unlimited liability of the proprietorship is compounded by the fact that either partner can obligate the other partner without the other partner's direct consent. So your buddy goes out and gets a business loan or makes an agreement with somebody to deliver something that you don't agree with, and yet because you're a partnership, you both are on the hook. The creditor now can come after either partner. They can choose which partner to sue. And so, of course, they're going to choose the partner with assets. Partnerships, very, very difficult. There are specialized partnerships called limited partnerships, and they're for specialized applications. But in general, a partnership, in my opinion, is really a dangerous thing to be in. Yeah, there may be advantage of being a Nevada corporation versus a Delaware corporation versus being your own home state corporation. But you're going to have to register in your own state as a foreign corporation because that's a primary place you're doing business. You can't avoid the state tax because it's a primary place you do business. So why not make it easy and just incorporate in your own home state? One of the tools that's in the SME Toolkit that really will help users to understand which is the best choice of organizational structure to meet their own personal circumstances is a matrix that lays out each of the primary forms of business organization and clearly shows the pros and cons of each. I encourage any user to go to this matrix, take a look at it, and it's in a very understandable format, and make a decision that's going to be best for your own personal circumstances rather than a default decision that happens just because you blundered forward with starting your business organization.
For more information on the topics discussed in this presentation, please access the following links.